I'm Gayle Guyardo. Welcome to Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging, a full hour dedicated to your health and wellness. So get ready to bloom. Today, we're helping you turn a new leaf in life with ways to get a fresh start and create new habits so you can embrace change and personal growth. Joining us now is physician and the author of The Power of Five, the ultimate formula for longevity and remaining youthful, Dr. David Bernstein. Dr. Bernstein, it's great to see you.
Thank you for inviting me, Gayle. It's wonderful to be here with you today.
So let's talk about the power of five. You have like 5 staples that you yourself like to live by.
Exactly right. I came up with 5 ideas that we can all incorporate into our lives to make us healthier, more youthful, and live longer.
Okay, so talk me through them.
So I limit my recommendations to 5 because we can all remember 5 items. Manage your sweets, manage your stress, get more sleep, sweat, which is exercise, and sex, which is all about socialization, relationships, connections, and intimacy.
Okay, so let's run through the list. So start with let's back up to number 1.
Sweets. That's your diet. That's what you eat. And what I found is one of the most important and the main ingredient in my Power of 5 has to do with inflammation. And sweets, sugar, high complex foods or processed foods are the ones that cause inflammation in our body. And we need to manage that.
And even, alcohol use. I mean, that's a lot of sugar when you drink.
Alcohol is converted into sugar immediately. It's the fastest way and most efficient way for your body to make sugar. And it's inflammatory, and it packs on calories, and it affects our sleep, it affects our sex life, it affects everything in our bodies. So thanks for mentioning that one right off the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you talk about managing stress, and that is so difficult for so many of us.
It is, and in my 40-year career, I had my elements of stress, and I saw it in my patients. And I know that what goes on in your body with increased hormone levels, of cortisol in particular, those are hazardous. So managing it's important. If it's a relationship, make some changes in the relationship. If it's not, and you have an opportunity to work on mindfulness and meditation, it's important to incorporate that into your life.
Okay, and sleep, that is another golden rule. We just don't get the quality of sleep that we need.
When we were all growing up and in college, we pulled all-nighters and thought that we were really great. And as a physician, getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning and working all day, we thought we were real heroes, but we were hurting our bodies in doing that. And it's important to get 7 or 8 hours of healthy, good quality sleep every night. And if people have a sleep disorder, either insomnia or sleep apnea, see a doctor and get it fixed.
All right, and then you say it's important for us to sweat.
Sweat. Well, that's my euphemism for exercise. But to exercise, to get the minimum amount that the government and others recommend would be 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, or 150 minutes. And if you really want to get the sweet spot, it's 450 minutes a week, which is 90 minutes a day, which would include strength training and cardio, because our muscles are important and our balance is important, and that's what we get from that activity.
And you and I have actually talked about this topic a lot on the show, and that is sexual connection. It's important at any age. You even talk to your patients about that.
I made it as important as asking about their hearing, their vision, their sleep. So sexual activity is really important, and it's all about intimacy. It's about relationships. And those are incredibly important at young age, at medium age, and at older age. And having relationships and the intimacy part is important too. And the opposite of intimacy is loneliness. And we know that's a health hazard. And it is something that we as older adults and younger adults need to manage and do something about it, because it carries the same risk as having obesity or smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And that's a significant contributor to our bad health.
All right, and you have some actionable steps that you want to talk about, and it starts with making a list of your goals.
Sure, making a list of goals is really important, and it's important to write them down, because if you see them in front of you, you're better able to look at them every day And one of the things that I do in my home is I have my 5 elements of my power of 5. I have them on a little pentagon that I look at, and I check off every day to make sure that I get my 5.
Okay, and so you're setting those realistic goals, and you say in order to do that, it's good to break down your goals so they don't seem so overwhelming.
Sure. It starts with forming habits. And if you think about when you brush your teeth, you know, you put your toothpaste on your toothbrush and then you brush your teeth. And then the next thing you do, you may wash your face and wash your hair. So breaking them down to the small manageable steps and then adding them on or stacking them can be an effective way to do that.
And then scheduling, and this is something why I love to work, because and I love when the kids are in school, because it's schedule, 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 schedule. If you don't create a schedule, you can waste a lot of your day away.
You are so right. And there are people who would rather not have a schedule, but in my working career, it was really nice to know that I started at 8:15 and my last patient was 3:45, and that I worked until 6 o'clock and did my work. And having that schedule and those boundaries set on my day was incredibly important, because you're right, you'll waste your time thinking about what do I do next. But if you have that routine, it makes a big difference, especially when we're addressing the power of 5.
Yeah, I could binge watch Suits on Netflix all day if I didn't have a schedule. So I think we all need to stick to a schedule. You also say finding a support system, accountability in anything you do is very helpful.
Oh, it's so true. Accountability partners. It's someone who knocks at your door at 6 in the morning and says, it's time for our walk. We're going to walk our 2 miles, and then you can go home and take your shower and go to work. That's really helpful. Accountability partner for me was telling every one of my patients I was writing a book. God knows if I didn't write my book, but they would ask about it. So having accountability to one person or a lot of people makes a big difference.
And you say, do not be ashamed to ask for help.
You know, as a society, and I see it all the time, that people don't ask for help. In my office, out in the real world, we think we have to go it alone, but there's help out there. And one of the helpers that one of my patients found was an app she put on her phone to help her give her better focus in attaining her goals, her health goals in particular.
Okay, we have 30 seconds left, so let's end it on a bright note. Celebrate your successes in life.
It's so important to celebrate what you've accomplished. And so what do those things what would they be if we're doing it for health? But it may be buying some earrings like my wife recommended to me, or seeing a movie, or going out with friends, or celebrating with a healthy dinner. But celebrating your accomplishments is really important. Otherwise, they're just things you do all the time, and you don't get a reward. So rewards are important.
All right, doctor, thank you so much. It's always so great having you on Bloom.
Been a pleasure.